Welcome to the Tax Freedom Day rally. Have you paid your taxes yet?
No.
Do you think the government is spending your money wisely?
No.
Do you like the direction our country's headed?
No.
How many of you believe that our country is in imminent economic peril from out-of-control spending, reckless borrowing, over-regulation, and fiscal irresponsibility?
We're in danger.
How many of you want to take our country back?
Yes.
What do we want to do?
Fight.
We're going to take our country back?
Yes.
Let me hear it. What are we going to do?
Take it back.
Louder. Let's hear it in Washington. What are we going to do?
Yes.
That's right, because that's what I want to talk about today. How we're going to take our country back. And you know what? We can do this because the tide is turning in America today. We are this close to taking our country back. There's only two things that can stop us. One is conservatives who vote for third-party candidates. The other is conservatives who don't vote. Now, how many of you think of Oregon as a blue state?
It is, unfortunately.
Well, Oregon is considered one of the bluest states in the nation. But we are actually this close to taking Oregon back. And if we are this close in Oregon, we are even closer across the nation. Right now, in our state legislature, the Oregon House of Representatives is split right down the middle, Democrat and Republican. 2 years ago, in the governor's race, the majority of Oregon voters voted for conservative candidates. So how did a liberal Democrat win? He got 49% of the vote. And the Constitution Party candidate got 1.3%, and the Libertarian got 1.4%. Now, neither of those candidates had the remotest chance of winning, but together they shaved off just enough of the conservative votes from the Republican to hand our state over to the Democrat. And 2 years before that, Oregon had a Republican senator. What happened? The same thing. A liberal Democrat beat him with 49% of the vote. And the Constitution Party candidate siphoned off just enough of the conservative vote to hand the victory to the liberals. Now, can anybody guess what the moral of these stories is? The moral is a vote for a third party is a vote for the Democrat. Now, I used to be a libertarian for 30 years, so I totally understand why conservatives vote for third party candidates. We want to vote our principles. We don't want to vote for the lesser of two evils. But in the real world, results count more than intentions. And the reality is, this is a two-party system. When you don't vote for the lesser of two evils, you are helping the greater evil win. And in the real world, if the results of your actions have the exact opposite effect of the principles that guide your actions, then you're doing something wrong. And when the real world result of voting your conservative principles is to push the country further and faster into socialism, you need to take a hard look at cause and effect and decide whether what you're doing is really serving the best interest of our nation, because helping liberal Democrats win again and again is not the way to take our country back. And what do we want to do?
Take it back.
Now, the Republican Party isn't perfect. But because this is a two-party system, if you want to have a real-world impact, you have to work from within one of the two major parties. And the other party is currently occupied. 4 years ago, when I re-registered, the reason I chose the Republican Party was because the principles on which it was founded aligned perfectly with my personal political philosophy. Limited government, personal responsibility, and individual freedom. Now, the Republican Party has strayed from those principles, but people, that happened on our watch. Our forefathers founded this party on these principles for us. As conservative Americans, the Republican Party is our party, and it's up to us to take it back. And realistically, that's the only chance we have to take our country back. And what is it we want to do?
Take it back.
That's right. A lot of people are disillusioned with the Republican Party. A lot of conservatives are disillusioned. And the reason is the Republican Party has failed us. But maybe we have failed the Republican Party because we have turned our backs and walked away instead of standing up and fighting for the principles on which it was founded. Are we going to do the same thing with our nation?
No.
Or are we going to take both of them back?
Take them both back.
Now, a lot of people have told me that they believe that our country is going to have to hit bottom before we can turn it around. Well, I'm here to tell you today that the economic cliff we're about to go over is so steep and so high that when we hit bottom, there will be nothing left to bounce back. When our country, when America falls, it will not be by military action from without. It will be by economic collapse from within. And that's what we're headed for. This is an emergency. We need to save our nation. We need to wrest the reins of government out of the hands of those who are whipping us over the cliff. And the only way to do that is for conservatives to unite and all pull together to avert the impending catastrophe. We need to do this, and we need to do it together, because we can't afford to lose this one. The stakes are too high. Now, the last thing I want to talk about today was how to take back the Republican Party. And I'm running out of time, so I want to leave you with 3 magic words. Precinct committee person. Now, I want you to remember these 3 words, because if you're a registered Republican, these words will appear on your ballot next month. And I also want you to remember this. You can become a precinct committee person with as few as 3 write-in votes next month if there's an open position in your precinct, and there usually are. Precinct committee people have the power to take back our party from the ground up, and we are doing it county by county across this state and across this nation. We did it in Josephine County. You can do it in Jackson County. PCPs are the key, and you need to be one. So I'm out of time. God bless you. God bless America, and let's take